Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today is going to be a very special recipe, special to my heart, because I'm going to be making iced coffee, but not a normal general iced coffee, but this recipe is actually my brother's, and he's been making this for more than 20 years. Whenever we go to their place, he always makes it and we always love it. So finally I got the recipe, so hopefully I'll be able to make it as delicious as he can. The weather is getting hot, so I'm sure it's gonna be a great hit, so please make sure you stay tuned. What we're gonna need a suitable glass, quite a long one. I actually picked this up from the cardboard sale. It was an absolute bargain. So get a long tall glass. I think it's better if it's a clear one, because I just think it looks amazing. But let's talk about the ingredients. So what we need is your favorite coffee, black. We have a bean to cup coffee machine, but if you like instant coffee, then you can have it. I would say properly a double. So coffee, you're gonna need a couple of ice cubes. I'm gonna be doubling this recipe, so that's why I got 4 cubes. So if you only make one double black coffee, couple of ice cubes, you're gonna need some whipping cream. So he was quite specific about the whipping cream, so do not use double cream and do not use single cream. So you're gonna need whipping cream, and my brother just wings it, so he doesn't measure it, but I do have 300 ml here, so just get one of these. And next we're gonna need some sugar. If you take sugar in your coffee, then you can add maybe a couple of teaspoons or whatever sugar you would like to add, how much depending on obviously how you like your coffee. In that point you can actually mix it in with your coffee, but we don't take sugar with our coffee, so it doesn't really apply to us. But if you like it sweeter, I guess you can just add it to the end. And you're also gonna need vanilla ice cream, any kind of vanilla ice cream, but I do have the Carte d'Or one. You're gonna need a couple of scoops of this, so I'm gonna be using a tablespoon because we don't have a scooper. It doesn't really matter. And you're gonna need some milk, so we're gonna be using the normal milk, but again, I don't know if it would work with other kind of milk, but this is cow's milk, so I'm going to be using this one. But I guess it doesn't really matter if you use a semi-skim one, but properly skimmed may not work that well. I find it a little bit too watery. And of course on the top we're going to be using some squirty cream, and just to add to the calories you're going to be using some chocolate flavored desert sauce, or any kind of chocolate flavor or flavored sauce you got at home. You can just top it up. So these are the ingredients I'm going to be using, and now I'm going to show you how to assemble it. So hopefully I won't be letting my brother down. So I've got the glass, so I'm popping the coffee in there. Try not to spill it too much. And actually, trial and error, this is a lot of coffee, or maybe the glass is small. So I'm going to be doing it because I made a double. I'm not going to be re-recording this video because things like this happen. I'm actually going to be halving this. So as I said, use a double. I'm actually going to be using a single because this is way too much coffee. I guess if you do have a bigger cup, then you can do double, but it doesn't matter. Trial and error. As I said, I have not made this recipe before, so we're just gonna wing it. So single black coffee, we're gonna need 2 ice cubes. I'm still gonna be putting the 2 ice cubes in both of them, so I got 2 of each. Or if you want to make one, then obviously just use single coffee, and then just put the 2 ice cubes in. He said the reason we need to put the ice cubes in, so it kind of cools down the coffee, and we'll obviously make everything cool down a little bit quicker, because we don't want to put start putting things into hot coffee, because otherwise it's just going to melt. So fingers crossed it's not going to melt. So I've got the coffee, a single coffee, and I've got 2 ice cubes in there. And next is going to be the whipping cream. So we said the whipping cream has to be similar to the amount of coffee. So this is going to be tricky because the glass is a bit big. I mean, the glass is a little bit small, but I'm just going to be winging it. So I'm putting it in. You see how milky that has turned out to be. So I got this much and I got this much. So we are quite full now. So next we're going to be putting in the 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream. I'm going to be using the smaller spoon. And this is a soft scoop ice cream. So let's see how we're going to be fitting this all in, because I have a feeling that these glasses might be a little bit small. But live and learn. So pop it all in there. Soft scoop, famous last words. I'm kind of trying not to move everything. Here you go, 1 and 2 scoops. Okay, so pop it all in there. Lovely, lovely. Close to the top now. All right, you can put a little bit of milk in there. As I said, I probably should have used a bigger one, bigger cup, but it still looks lush. And then next is the squirty cream. Now, I probably have to do this off camera. A little bit more. And lastly, the cream on the top. I think it looks absolutely amazing. So I'm just going to quickly talk you through it, because I think I know where I've gone wrong. First of all, I think I should have got a bigger glass. My brother's got like one of those like Sunday ice cream glasses that would be a lot bigger than this. So his recipe says 1 single coffee, 2 ice creams, 1 single coffee, 2 ice cubes. So put the single coffee in a cup, put 2 ice cubes in, put whipping cream, similar amount to the coffee, and you can put some sugar in if you need. You need to put 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream in, fill it up with milk, similar amount, or a fair bit of milk he asked for. It's not too, I didn't have too much space for this, for the milk and squirty cream and chocolate, but it does feel really nice and cold. I think it looks absolutely lush. As I said, this is my first attempt. Now this is the time to have a little taste test and see. So I'm actually going to be using the spoon. Okay, so it's going now. It's actually really good. And this is actually amazing. I was a bit worried that I didn't put too much milk in it and that it would make a massive difference. Definitely, I think I will need to get something that's taller than this glass to follow the full instruction. But all in all, let me talk through it again. 1 single coffee, 2 ice cubes, whipping cream. Make sure you use whipping cream. The whipping cream quantity should be the same as the single coffee. 2 scoops of vanilla ice cream and milk to fill it up a fair bit, and squirty cream and chocolate sauce. So let me find out what my husband thinks of all this, and then I'll get back to you. But this recipe, considering I have not done it before and I mucked it up a bit, sorry brother, I think it's still, I would say, about 9 out of 10. Good to go. So my husband gave an 8 out of 10, which is not bad going, considering I haven't made this one before. Probably should have mixed in the vanilla ice cream a little bit more, should have made it a little bit colder, but you live and learn, right? So definitely it's something I'm going to be changing when I'm going to be making this again, and get a bigger glass. That's definitely very important now that I realize. Hopefully you enjoyed it though, and hopefully you will have a loads of chances to make this delicious summer drink, summer iced coffee, which is still a lovely favorite. Thank you very much for my brother Tibby, who, as I said, he's been making it for years, and he probably doesn't even have to measure it. He could do it with his eyes closed. So thanks again. Thank you very much for coming back to see me if you're an existing viewer, and thank you very much for finding me if you're a new one. Please don't forget to check out one of my upcoming recipes. I'm actually gonna be my sister-in-law on this recipe, which is one of our family favorites. It's a soup recipe, but it's a very summery strawberry cream soup, and it's a core soup recipe. So some people may argue it's not a soup, but we treat it as a soup and we love it, but you can have it as a dessert. But anyway, so please make sure you do come back for that. I think it's coming up after this video. So have a lovely day, enjoy the summer everybody, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.